Hello, welcome to Ghost Towns of the Pacific Northwest. We're here in the ghost town of Coolidge, Montana, named after former President Calvin Coolidge. And we're going to take our tour, so join with us as we take a look at Coolidge, Montana. The Elkhorn Mine was located high in the Pioneer Mountains, was discovered on October 24, 1873 by Mike Steele and F.W. Penn. Bill Rowe was said to have given the mine its name as a result of founding a pair of elkhorns in the area. The mine was first opened and worked by a company financed in the east. Silver ore, which was the mine's primary metal, was hauled by a bull team as far as Florence, Utah. It was then loaded on a railroad cars and transported to San Francisco. At San Francisco, it was transferred to ships sailing from Swansea, Wales. There it was treated and produced into metal. In 11, Mr. William R. Allen began to find claims in the Elkhorn area. In 1913, he formed the Boston, Montana Mining Company. The company hired engineer S.W. Hall to come to the mine and examine the Elkhorn property. Hall spent 40 days investigating the claims. Impressed, he urged the company to begin operations. There was every indication of its big return. At this time, the seeds of Allen's dream must surely have begun to form. William R. Allen was born in French Gulch near Anaconda, Montana in July of 1871. He received his early education in Deer Lodge County School. He then attended the Helena Business College, where he graduated with honors in 1891. As a young man, he was employed by Marcus Daly in the early development of the Anaconda smelter and was in charge of Mr. Daly's lumber business. In 1893, Mr. Allen married Eliza Birkin. 4 children were born of this union. Following his wife's death in 1917, he married Ethel Louise Diemar. They raised 3 children together. In 1902, representing the Republican Nazi Party from his county, Allen was elected to the legislature. He served in this capacity until 1908, when he was elected lieutenant governor. He served in this office under Governor Edwin L. Norris until 1913, when he retired from politics. He decided to devote his time to raising money for the development of Montana enterprises. As early as 1914, the community of Coolidge, named after W.R. Allen's friend Calvin Coolidge, had begun to thrive, and work on the mine tunnel was just the beginning. The town had both telephone service and electricity provided by a power line carrying 65,000 volts running from Divide over the hill to Coolidge. The cost on completion was $150,000. With more families moving into Coolidge, a school district was organized in October of 1918. A post office was established in January 1922. In 1927, the school district was abandoned, and in 1932, the post office pulled out. The mail was ordered to be picked up at Wise River. 2 mining camps evolved from the mining operations: the Idahana, or Upper Camp, which was located just above the present mill, and the Elkhorn Camp at the mill site. The Idahana was to become the best producer of mines located in the district. A log chute ran from the Upper Camp to the Lower Camp area in the winter. This provided recreation for the young as well. The older residents, large frying pans were borrowed from the camp's cook. Along with fun-loving participants, were transported to the top of the mountains in ore cars. The frying pans were then used as sleds and was ridden down the log chutes. The last narrow gauge railroad in the United States was built from the mine to the town Divide for an estimated cost of $1,500,000. Construction began on the Montana Southern in 1917 and was completed with the Golden Spike celebration at Divide, Montana in November of 1919. Much of the old rail bed and some of the trestles remain today. The completion of the Montana Southern Railway was a tremendous asset to the construction of the mill. This huge building covered nearly 2 acres for winter work. It boasted steam heat and also had an up-to-date fire protection system of hydrant, hose, and sprinkler. In 1922, at a cost of $900,000, the finished structure was truly overwhelming. It still is today, although time and scavengers have taken their toll. The mill didn't operate to capacity very often, 3 months in 1922 to 1923 and 4 months in 1925 were all what was recorded. 3 shifts of men a day ran the operations using the only one section of the identical parallel processes available. Using the oil flotation process, the mill saved from 90 to 93% of the metals out of the ore. 8,900 tons of concentrates were produced from 47,000 tons of ore. Shipments was suspended in 1927 when the Wise River Dam broke, destroying the major section of the railroad. By the time the railroad was repaired in 1930, metal prices had declined to the point where it seemed inadvisable to operate. In the years that followed, no work of any importance was accepted. Now back to that question of building your house or buildings too close to the river. It looks like this house was too close to the river. The heavy snows basically collected on top of the roof and eventually into the river it went. It was either that or Al-Qaeda was here and they blew it up. Now you can tell that they get a lot of snow here because all these buildings have the roofs like caved in on them. Being at a high elevation and all the snow that collects up here in the mountains, it's a shame that Mother Nature destroyed these buildings, and it's amazing how much damage Mother Nature can do. It almost looks like Al-Qaeda flew planes into this area.